Yes. So in previous class, we have covered the points that what is report and what are the characteristics of report. I hope the point of what is report is clear now, and what are the important characteristics that how can you make your report a good report. So today we are going to study the types of report and that what are the major types of report. Basically, there are various types of report on the basis of the nature of report, on the basis of the length of report, on the basis of their usage. So we will study, we will focus on the major types of reports, which are formal and informal. Basically, two major types are informal and formal reports, and on the basis of the length of the report, the division of the reports have been again made into long report and short report. What is informal report? Informal, as the name implies, informal reports in business setting are usually shorter in length and have fewer sections than a formal report. Employees in most organizations create and use informal reports. Almost all informal reports are for internal use. Some institutions have prescribed formats for informal reports, and others do not have the prescribed, mm, you can say, the format for writing informal report. Informal report, you can say, basically a report which is usually used within the organization. That's why it is called informal report. But it doesn't mean that you will write informal report without any format. There are certain formats for writing the informal reports. Usually, when within the organization, boss give instructions to other persons to provide us daily reports, to provide us the progress reports, and the status report that what is going on the project. So financial reports, daily expenses reports, these are basically informal reports which are being sent to the boss. So I would like to add here the one example for further clarification. And for example, Ali's boss has asked him to put together a short document to update him on the team's progress on a big project they are working on. So Ali is excited because it's his chance to show off his writing skills as well as his leadership skills on the team. So Ali's boss basically has asked for an informal report within the organization. The format definitely he will adopt for the informal report, and Ali will give what the progress is going on the ongoing project. So informal reports are basically the reports uh, that give proper information about the functions, about the projects which are going on. Informal reports also provide the analysis of the progress of, you can say, of the ongoing project, and they also, informal report also provide the recommendations. So usually informal report takes the form of a memo, letter, or very short internal document like a monthly financial report, monthly activities report, research and development report, etc. So this report differs from the formal report on the basis of its length and formality. Because when you will write informal report, you can use personal pronouns I, we. But in formal reports, you cannot go for the personal pronouns. It is written according to the organization styles and rules. Because while studying memo and letter, I told you that in some organizations there are proper letterhead, proper format for writing memo, but not in all organizations. So if there is proper format in any organization for writing a memo, then definitely you will adopt that format. Otherwise, you will follow the proper standard format of writing memo. So informal report is usually for controversial in is more controversial in tone and typically deals with everyday problems, everyday issues, addressed to a narrow readership inside the organization. Readership narrow होती है because you are going to send informal report within the organization. Keep it in your mind that letter is for external, but within an organization, when you are asked to write a report, you can go for the format of letter, you can go for the format of memo. So internal report is written in the format of memo and in the format of letter, and it is called informal report. Letter itself is letter, and memo itself is circular internal, you can say, message. But the format of memo can be adopted for writing informal report. For example, your boss asked you to submit the daily report, daily progress report, that what is going on the project or any other field, etc. So you will adopt the format of letter or memo to give the detail about the status of the project to your boss. So it will be a report, informational report, because you are giving information on the basis of the on your daily ongoing project details. So the types of informal reports. So is it clear to all of you that what is informal report?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question, Ahmad Ilyas, Hurera?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next point is the types of informal reports. Basically, there are different types, but on the basis of only the nature of the reports, there are two types: informational reports and analytical reports. Nature, you can take the detail which the reports contain. So, on the basis of the details structure which the reports contain, there are two division of informal reports: informational and analytical. Informational reports are those reports which provides background and information without reaching towards any conclusion or evaluation. Like the progress reports, your boss asked you to give me daily report of what is going on. That would be informational reports, because in which you will just give the status that what is going on. You will just provide the information without any evaluation, without any recommendation, without any suggestions. So minutes of the meetings. Organizations में meetings होती हैं different, and every time authorities are not in the meetings, that what is going on in the meetings, so you have to write the minutes of the meetings, and the detail is provided to the authorities that what has been discussed in the meetings. So you just provide the information without any analysis, without giving your suggestions or recommendations. So that would be informational reports. Similarly, expense reports, daily expense reports, or it can be weekly expense reports. You also give the information that how much expenses are on the basis of daily or weekly. Similarly, progress report, progress can be of the project progress, can be of any other dealings detail. So status updates, these are the reports which just provide information to the boss, to the authorities. That's why these are under the category of informational reports. And the
Ma'am,
next,
these reports are only for boss and क्या नाम है
sorry,
उनके लिए होती है सिर्फ
but
bosses के
there
लिए
are
होती है.
different uses. Fine, different uses of the report. Some people are not in the देखिए, if you are going to tell the expense reports, definitely it will go towards the finance department, and they
Yes,
will
ma'am.
deal it, and the record will be maintained. और जो ऑनर है, डेफिनेटली उसको किसने बताना है, उसने रिपोर्ट्स के थ्रू ही एवेलुएट करना है, या इफ़ समवन इज़ गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट दोज डिटेल्स, तो वो रिपोर्ट्स की हेल्प से उसको डिटेल प्रेजेंट करेगा. प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट जा रही है डेली बेसिस पे, एक पर्सन हेड को भेज रहा है, मैनेजर को भेज रहा है, मैनेजर ने आगे फॉरवर्ड करनी है सीईओ को, बॉस को, ऑनर को. Reports are basically for the authorities, and in previous lecture we have studied that decisions are taken on the basis of the reports.
Yes, ma'am. तो मैम
And,
टीचर्स
and
वगैरह स्टूडेंट्स के लिए नहीं यूज कर सकते ये चीज.
बच्चे
reports for.
रिपोर्ट्स देखिए, फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन टीचर अटेंडेंस मार्क कर रहा है स्टूडेंट्स की, फाइन।
Yes, ma'am.
अगर स्कूल की एग्जांपल ली जाए तो स्टूडेंट की प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट जाती है उनके घर पे।
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
और अगर हम यूनिवर्सिटी की डिटेल लें तो वो डेटा मेंटेन हो रहा है, टीचर भी
Portal.
रिपोर्ट दे सकते हैं ऑन के
Yes, ma'am.
स्टूडेंट्स किस तरह से है, एंड टीचर्स की भी रिपोर्ट जा रही होती है, कोऑर्डिनेटर इज देयर, ही रिपोर्ट्स दैट द विच टीचर इज प्रेजेंट एंड विच वन इज एब्सेंट। वो रिपोर्ट किसको जा रही होती है, डीन एंड द हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट। दे
Yes,
विल
ma'am.
अगेन कंपाइल द रिपोर्ट, again proper status update report they will again compile of all the members, because हर ब्लॉक से रिपोर्ट जा रही है डीन को, that who is present and who is absent. डीन
Yes,
will
ma'am.
again compile all the detail कि एक डिपार्टमेंट के कितने प्रेजेंट कितने एबसेंट है, एंड वो ऑल डिटेल एक कंपाइल फॉर्म में अगेन फॉरवर्ड होती है टू द हाई अथॉरिटीज़. This is
Okay.
also again an informal report which is because it is going within the organization but record maintain है, किसी का record check करना होगा किसी ने कितना present है कितना absent है, तो वो record each and every में maintain होता जाता है. That's why reports record भी maintain करती हैं, and decisions are taken on the basis of the reports. And progress, you can say the progress can be of the teachers, progress can be of the students यूनिवर्सिटी में, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर टू मच, दैट्स वाई इंडिविजुअल प्रोग्रेस पे फोकस नहीं किया जाता. स्कूल में इंडिविजुअल प्रोग्रेस पे फोकस किया जाता है और उनकी प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट्स दी भी जाती है. एक्सपेंस रिपोर्ट्स अगेन व्हाट इज़ गोइंग ऑन, कितने एक्सपेंस हो रहे हैं, क्या चीज़ें मंगवाई गई हैं, ये डिटेल देयर इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द वन पर्सन टू मेंटेन द डिटेल एंड फॉरवर्ड टू द डीन, एंड डीन ने फर्दर ऑल रिपोर्ट्स को मेंटेन करके कंपाइल करके अगेन फॉरवर्ड करना होता है to the BC, to the high authorities. So informal reports within organization, status updates, if they have launched any new project, if there is any workshop, any detail, then definitely uski status update ke what is the progress, what is the status. Similarly in business, if you have started a new project within your business, you have to provide the status updates, what are your daily expenses. Every department से in every business, every department के expense की reports one person तक पहुँचती है, and he has to compile the report on the basis of daily and then send to the high authorities. So this is informational report. Next is analytical report. Analytical report, it also contains background and information. It is called analytical report because it contains evaluation and recommendations. You can say it's a type of research. For example, the feasibility report. Suppose there is a project feasibility report is also in formal report as well. But within
मैम
organization,
ये
within
फिजिबिलिटी क्या मतलब
वही मैं elaborate कर रही हूँ बच्चे. Feasibility
बता तो
means
रही हैं वो
बच्चे feasibility means you have a business, right? But within your business आप कोई और प्लान कोई एडिशन करना चाह रहे हैं, और यू कैन सिंपली से आप कुछ एम्प्लॉय को प्रोवाइड करना चाह रहे हैं इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी या कंप्यूटर लैब प्रोवाइड करना चाह रहे हैं, या फिर आपका कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का बिजनेस है उसमें आप फर्दर एडिशन कोई और प्रोडक्ट भी मैन्युफैक्चर करना चाह रहे हैं, तो डेफिनेटली यू विल आस्क योर मैनेजर, योर एम्प्लॉय, जिसको भी आपने इस पर्पज़ के लिए हायर किया हुआ है, कि इस प्रोजेक्ट की फिजिबिलिटी चेक करें. बिकॉज मीटिंग में प्लान हुआ, डिसीजन टेकन लिया गया कि वी विल चेक द फिजिबिलिटी एंड देन वी विल डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट मीटिंग वेदर वी शुड गो फॉर दिस प्लान और प्रोजेक्ट और नॉट. So the person who is going to write the feasibility report, he will check the evaluation, he will go for the detailed information which he will mention in the report. After that he will go for the evaluation कि हमारे पास कितने एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं, क्या हमारे पास मशीनरी है, वेदर वी कैन गो फॉर इट और नॉट. एंड अगर हम इसको करते हैं तो फिर फर्दर हमें क्या चीज़ें रिक्वायर्ड है, मीन्स ही विल एवेलुएट दैट वेदर दिस डिसीजन इज़ गोइंग टू गिव अस 100% success or not. So feasibility means checking the detail whether it is possible or not. And evaluation, definitely he will evaluate कि क्या क्या possibility किस किस तरह से और कितनी है या नहीं है. And at the end of the report he will also mention the recommendations. And recommendations for this point, I taught you in the previous lecture that you should be unbiased. You will avoid the personal interests and you will write what you observed during your analysis, during your evaluation, कि आपने क्या analyze किया. So you will give recommendations कि it should be or it should not. So your report would be feasibility report, and your report will be definitely discussed in the meeting, and they will decide कि which are the drawbacks, how can we overcome, whether we should go for this project or not. Similarly, justifications reports, किसी को अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो उनसे justifications reports sometimes पूछी जाती हैं. And proposals basically research proposal आपकी formal reports में long आ जाते हैं. Within organization जो short proposals बना के भेजे जाते हैं on the basis of some employees कि we want to start these projects within the organization, and we want to check that whether it's possible or not. So analytical reports include information, evaluation, and recommendations on the basis of which uh, before the decisions circulate होते हैं for the purpose of analytical report. And after an analytical report, they go for the decision कि whether we should go for this project or not. Now tell me, the types of informal reports are clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So what do you think? What would be the formal report?
Formal, ma'am.
फॉर्मल रिपोर्ट क्या होगी?
जो फॉर्मली
इनफॉर्मल तो
लिखी
बता
जाए वो
दिया मैंने. हम्म.
फॉर्मली लिखी जाए जो
यस, फॉर्मली लिखी जाएगी.
किसी
इनफॉर्मल
ऑफिशियल काम
रिपोर्ट्स
के लिए
आर
यूज
आल्सो
की
रिटन
जाए,
फॉर्मली. यस बच्चे.
किसी ऑफिशियल काम के लिए यूज की जाए.
यस बच्चे, फॉर्मल रिपोर्ट बेसिकली इफ यू आर राइटिंग ए रिपोर्ट फॉर upper management or for an other organization, basically when you are going to write for other organization, then it would be formal report. Or when you are going to write direct for the upper management, you will need a formal report. So formal reports are also used for research papers in higher education, your research proposal, your business proposals. If you are going to submit your business proposal uh, to someone organizations, then it would be your formal reports. You can say your thesis, your final project करते हो, that is also a formal report, because that can be published if you have written in a proper format. So formal reports are longer and well researched. Formal reports are impersonal, means the basic difference between formal and informal report, one is this, that it would be, informal report will always be internal, but formal report can be external and internal. The length of the reports also vary. Informal report will always be short, in the format of memo, letter, but formal report will always be long and lengthy report. And the one major difference between formal and informal report is this, and that while writing informal report, you can use the personal pronouns and contractions. Personal pronouns mean I have decided this. Fine. But when you are going to write up in your formal report, then you will always avoid the personal pronouns and contractions. In your thesis, in your business proposals, it is usually discouraged to avoid the personal pronouns. And you cannot mention that I have decided to go for this project. You will write, it has been decided to go for this project. So you will always avoid personal pronouns and contractions. वैसे भी formal writing में contractions नहीं use की जाती. O level, A level में encourage की जाती हैं. Only in but story writing में, creative writing में, you can go for the contractions. So formal reports may be preceded by a proposal, include a content page. Formal report में you must have to add a proper table of content, uh, and the length is started from 4 5 pages, but it can be too lengthy. Like you can say, uh, you can take the example of the annual report. Within organization, if you're going to write the annual report, it will be in the formal way, because it will be too lengthy, and you have to follow the format, not of memo, not letter, but the proper standard format of formal report. So
Yes, ma'am.
formal, yes. So formal report is the collection and interpretation of the data and information. One major example, you can take the formal report of your business proposal जो आपने final project में बनाना है. That's why I was saying take this course, take this topic very seriously. So the formal report is complex and used an official level. It is often a written account of a major project. Formal reports are carefully structured and they stressed objectivity means you have to avoid personal interest and you have to write being unbiased while writing the formal reports. So formal reports contain too much detail, clarity of all data and all content, and formal reports are written in a proper format जिनमें personal pronouns you have to avoid. So now the types of
मैम
formal
बस
report.
का
Sorry.
मैम ठीक नहीं इतना
Let me check information and
यार
okay, it's
लेक्चर के
half
बीच में
hour
कोशिश
only.
करो ना बोला करो।
यार एक
But if you have any question, Bache, you can ask. No issue at all.
मैम इसके
Uh,
बाद हमारे की क्लास भी है।
मैम पहले ही पता नहीं बंद दिमागों के साथ उठे हुए हैं
okay, I will send another a recorded lecture of all these points. That what are the types of informal reports? Uh, or we will
Ma'am,
study.
I agree with Ahmed as well.
Sorry.
जब
हैं
जरूरत I agree with Ahmed as well. बिला वजह बीच में interrupt नहीं करना. When the
Yes.
man's talking, let her
Without
talk.
logical
भाई
question, you
मैं
should
मैम से बात कर रहा हूँ यार
तो
आप
ना
क्यों
करो
मसले
ना
भी
यार, आप
But
एम ही बोली
she's the
जा रहे हो।
teacher. She knows when the class will be over.
भाई
okay,
मैं
Bache.
मैम से बात कर रहा हूँ
नहीं आप
काइंडली
ना
यार
करो।
Turn off your
ठीक है हमें
mic.
सुबह सुबह हमें कोई किल किल नहीं पा
Okay, now the formal and informal reports. Both points are clear to all of you.
Yes,
यस
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But there
Yes,
are
ma'am.
just few points. I will take only 5
Yes,
to 10
ma'am.
minutes to elaborate. I think so we should complete this topic. In next week, I have planned to go for the structure of the formal report, which you have to write. And that's why let me complete it. Types of formal reports, again informational, analytical report, and recommendations report. As the name implies, information reports are those reports which provide the information. So research report, what happened in the experiment, what happened in the research, and what are your proposals reports. These are basically information reports because in which you give information to other person, and that these are the plan which you are going to start. Analytical reports, again the feasibility long project when you are going to start, when you are going to establish a new business, when you are going to collaborate with the other organization for a new project, then definitely you have to write a long formal feasibility report. Feasibility report is in the informal report within the organization when you are going to compile a short report about the feasibility of another plan. But when you are going to write a long report for a major project, then the feasibility report you will write in proper formal report format. So recommendations report, again when if you have planned to start a project or if any project is going on and you have been asked to provide the recommendations, then definitely you will go for the evaluation and you will recommend that whether this project should be continued, should be started or not. So you have to be unbiased while writing recommendations report. You have to give recommendations on the basis of your evaluation rather than your personal interests. Again, all these details informational reports, I will elaborate with an example that manager of a city's website might prepare an informational report for the city council. The report would provide statistics on the number of people who pay their city water and sewage bills online. So definitely, when the manager will prepare the information and detail of the citizens, then it would be a long formal report because he is going to submit it to the city council, and in which he will maintain all the detail, all the informations about statistics of the number of the people who are paying online bills. So it would be informational formal report. So informational formal reports basically provide the current status and what is going on. It updates about the operations and provide explain how your organizations or division does something. And when you conduct research, your the findings of your you can say questionnaire or research in which you mention the detailed information for the awareness of the people. All these are informational reports. Analytical report, when you go for the um, evaluation analysis and then you provide the conclusion like the feasibility report. So it would be well analytical report. This type goes a step beyond presenting results. Analytical reports present results, analyze those results and draw conclusions based on those results. Because जब आप research करते हैं, when you collect the data and you go for the analysis, and after that you present the conclusion. So it would be
कंक्लूजन
your
मैम बकायदा लिखना है,
yes, बच्चे
बकायदा
रिपोर्ट में conclusion
हेडिंग
प्रॉपर लिखा जाता है.
हेडिंग दे के बकायदा।
कंक्लूजन प्रॉपर लिखा जाता है रिपोर्ट में. and that's why it would be we can say it analytical report because you go for the analysis conclusion, and usually conclusion के end पे you can also give recommendations whether it's recommendatory. You can say whether it's recommendation report or not, but still you give the recommendations. It depends on the nature, okay, which type of report you are going to write and what is the subject of report. Your
ओके
purpose
मैम।
is to provide all the detail related to your topic. It suggests which option, action, or procedures are the best. Because when you will give recommendations, then definitely it will give suggestions to other person that what actions can be taken. So sometimes you have to write the only recommendations report in which you have been asked to give the recommendations. This type advocate a particular course of action. This usually present the results and conclusions that support the recommendations. So this type is identical to analytical report. What should we do about a problem? Should we or can we do something when there is a problem or certain issues? So for those purpose, usually the recommendations reports are asked to write. And so long and short report clear to all of you that when you are going to
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
relate the long and short report with your formal and informal report. If you are going to write informal report, it will be a short report. The division of long and short have been made on the basis of the length of the report. If you're going to write short report, then definitely it would be internal report, it would be informal report. If you're going to write a long report, it would be your formal report. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yes, ma'am.
formats,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the last
I'm
point.
both economic.
This is the
I'm a
last
buddy.
point.
Yes,
मैम
ma'am.
This is the last point, format of the reports. Basically, there are four standard formats of writing report: memo, letter, manuscript, and pre-printed form. Memo, we have already studied that how to write memo. So within organization, when you are going to write a report, progress report, financial report, status report, you can adopt the format of writing memo, and you can go for writing the uh, letter format for internal report. So these two formats are clear to all of you that how to write the letter and memo. So short report and informal reports are usually written in the format of letter and memo. The fourth is pre-printed form. Pre-printed form बच्चे, is a type of a form in which you just have to fill columns are There you just have to tick or cross, you just have to fill the blanks, or you just have to fill the columns. So there is no need to go for the proper format of pre-printed form. You will just get the form and you just have to fill the form. This is also a type of report, and that which is usually used within the organization. And the third one is the most important, is manuscript, which is usually used in proper formal and long reports. So in our next class we will study that how to, what is the format of manuscript, how to write a proper business proposal, because business proposal, your final thesis, uh, and your all types of long reports are written in the format of manuscript. So in next class we will go for the structure of, you can say manuscript, or you can say the how to write a uh, business proposal. When we will study the business proposal, definitely the format of the business proposal would be the format of the manuscript format. And so clear to all of you all the points.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now your task is this: you have to make your groups, because from the next class we will start to study the form, how to write business proposal. And at the end you have to make a business proposal in the form of your groups. For your convenience, I'm not going to assign it individually task. I will assign it in the form of the groups. So you can make groups of 4 to 5 members.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So take care, all of
चले
you.
मैं चले.
Uh, we'll see you in the next class.
Uh-huh.
Allah
Okay,
Hafiz.
ma'am. Love.
Last is, ma'am.